Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
It's 3 a.m. and the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Well, most of us, we made it home, but we never came back. When we close our eyes at night, we hear a rocket attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar. In Kandahar.
get to see somebody who's never been around.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker. Let's roll.
Break them off, son. That's right, break them off, son. Yeah. Broadcasting live. Slowly getting my voice back. For the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence, this 2 March 2020. Oh, man. Hey, tonight, break them off some. I'm breaking it off tonight on a solo mission. Yeah, I'm flying solo tonight. Like, come off, something. That's right. Anyways, gang, how are you doing tonight on this edition of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments? So, at any rate, yeah, that's right. C.T. Fletcher, he was a host, Dick. He was a host on this place, son. Inspiration, we had talking about some life-changing events to each other. What's going on, Steve? Spanky's in the chats. I'm also monitoring the chats. We're also broadcasting on all of our platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, on both U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and on Twitterage. So if you are listening on Twitter, you can look at the numbers scrolling on there. So anything you want to interject to, I remember you guys, back in the day when I first started as a host here on WTF Nation Radio, it was kind of funny. It's quite ironic. It happened this month. And my voice was out for something that happened to me, and it was just funny how timing of it is. And I was by myself. It was my first show, and I had broadcasted by myself for 3 freaking hours. And I remember, just like, okay, what am I gonna do? How do I do this? And the boss is like, yeah, make sure you got the music down, make sure you got this, make sure you got that. And I'm like, well, the previous leadership was like, oh, I got this music right here. And they're like, you're going to use that music? Is that how long you think you're going to last? Okay. And so then, hey, what's up, Holly? What's up, Rob? What's up, dog? What's up, Mom? Yeah. So I kind of like, it's kind of weird. I was talking to somebody about how just this, like, it feels kind of surreal that it's been it's been this long, and it's been 4 years, I think, almost. I've been a host on this. I've been broadcasting on WTF Nation Radio. I got so much crap from a lot of people that thought I was faking my voice. They literally thought I was like doing this on purpose, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, Rob, we don't speak that hua crap here." Well, I mean, you can say hua if you want, I guess. I don't know what pleases you. But everyone thought I was faking my voice. Everyone thought I was using that because I was still in at the time, and so everyone thought I was like using that voice to hide my voice. I'm like, no, that was my real voice at the time. This was back before we got the tech up on me to get podcasts loaded up. So it was pretty funny to kind of like think about it and hear about it. I'm like, wow, man, it's just like old history's sake type stuff. At any rate, so yeah, it's just kind of funny that it just this month actually just been a lot of revealing things that have been happening to me lately, and it's kind of like it's in your bones, Rob. So what I used to do, and I'm gonna do it right now, when I would broadcast by myself, is I'd let you guys, I'll feed off the chats. So whatever you guys are kind of like talking about in the chats, yeah, right, exactly, man. Big broken paratrooper bones. Which one? I've broken a few. But whatever the subject you guys wanted to talk about and you provided feedback to, I used to go off the chats, and Mom and Spanky could tell you this, that I used to just look at the chats and I would just let the audience pick the subjects for me and all that, or hey, what's going on with this, or hey, what's going on with that. And normally what I'll do is I'll end up talking and discussing some of the shows, and I'll talk to you. I don't have a co-host. I have a co-host tonight. I have all of you guys and gals tonight as a co-host. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we can shoot the shit about. I'm not going to go, talking about specific, let's not get into religious stuff. Let's not get into this crap right here, because to each his own when it comes to that, beliefs and all that. However, I am a staunch Second Amendment supporter, so everyone's going to fucking freak out, because I think I have to kind of like reaffirm myself once in a while when it comes to that. Because everybody gets the ass and they think that, I'm anti-gun, which is not, no, it's not, it's far from that. Me and Pookie have awesome conversations about the Second Amendment. Me and Flash have awesome conversations about the Second Amendment as well. And so I'm kind of like the vermin supreme when it comes to that stuff. I want to take away your guns, but I want to get better guns, maybe bigger guns, maybe some, maybe more ability to carry more guns. But anyway, so there's subjects and stuff that I won't touch. I'll look at it in the chat and I'll look at it. I'm not, if you want to try to troll us or try to talk some shit or whatever, you're not going to get acknowledged. And then, and then I'm glad you brought it up. See, Doc, there you go. Bam, right there, son. There you go. Well, son, you're like me and you're like the same age, just about, I think. But no, yeah, see, there you go. See, bam. God, this is awesome. I like this interaction, man. Just like the old times. So let's talk about the coronavirus, okay? If you guys drink Modelo, you're gonna get the coronavirus. I'm just kidding. You guys are right now currently the hysteria is getting the coronavirus is all you have to do is what the CDC is saying is wash your hands for at least 30 seconds in warm water, antibacterial, just dial soap, soft soap or whatever. Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer now is starting to become a hot commodity. It went from like $5 for a case of a case of 5 to $11 for a big bottle. So now the hand sanitizing, the Purell stock is up. So invest your money in Purell. You're also seeing some individuals that are wearing tampons in their face for rudimentary field expedient masks. So if you want to say it's clean and fresh, you want to be refreshed, you want to feel refreshing, go ahead and do that. But it's not going to do any good. Everybody's saying right now specifically, don't wear that shit. It's not going to be, it's not going to help you out. Just washing your hands. If you're feeling sick, or you little crumb snatchers are sick, leave them at home. I love the, thanks, Doc, appreciate it. A lot of the things that people take for granted that you normally do anyways. For introverts, this is a big win for you, because some of you don't even go out anyways. I'm not here to pick on introverts, but I'm just saying there are introverts. There are people who don't want to go outside and see people. Hell, there's sometimes I don't want to go outside and see people. But my kids have to go to school. I have to go get groceries. You got to pay bills and all that. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny when you get everybody together and they're all really going nuts and freaking out due to the fact that they don't have any. I don't know what to do. Milk is gone and all that. It's like getting the cold. It's actually there, and like me and Cause were talking about. I think there was some discussion on it last night too, on Kicking It with Cause and Owl, that there's more people that have died of the flu and car accidents than the coronavirus so far. And a lot of it, of course, we've had some deaths on the West Coast, and already got a couple cases in New York. So it's starting to spread. I'm not trying to cause panic or anything, but I was really hoping for some zombie shit to happen, and it didn't happen. So I did this one bummer things that whatever. Exactly that. Make sure your shot record. You should be immune to everything. If you served in the military and you got vaxxed with whatever, or you got vaxxed with a thorax inoculations, if you had to go through the series of it, then you I can pretty much guarantee that you'll be okay. Wash the hands. Just wash the hands. The researchers are also saying if you are symptomatic, what's up, Chris? I'm glad you're here, Chris. It's all right, man. I started a little bit late too, so it's no big deal. If you're symptomatic or you feeling like you're not feeling good or not, don't go to work. Or if your kids aren't feeling good, don't take them to school. There's already been some hoaxes out there already. Some kids now are literally doing some memes and fake posts stating specifically that there is well, I guess you would say it's more of a like screenshots. You know how you do the fake screenshots and all that? There's already kids in San Diego that are already doing their own disinformation campaign, which I think is kind of cool. It's isolated school closures that are happening right now. Cases in the U.S. 2 schools in western Washington state are closed, and officials have canceled classes in a high school in Mill Creek, about 22 miles north of Seattle. They're also, they should be able to eat coronavirus. Yeah, exactly. You should be able to eat that. Have I bought a paper mask? No. Have you bought a paper mask? You might be entitled for compensation. Exactly that, Spanky. If you have that information out there. Oregon officials said on Friday that confirmed the presumptive case of coronavirus with known origin. See, that's what trips me out. Without a known origin. Where are they coming from then? Everyone's like talking about build the wall and all this other stuff, but this is like an unknown origin and stuff. We don't know. Come to find out, some of these cases are for individuals that have flown from the Asian Pacific area. I've not told anybody that they were there. Oh yeah, I might have been in China last couple weeks. Higher education conference has been canceled. The Learning Initiative, which focuses on using technology to improve learning in higher education, canceled its annual conference that had been scheduled today in Washington State, I should say. Vice President Mike Pence said the Trump administration is back any local decisions to close schools in response to the coronavirus. Which is smart. Quote, he's saying that I think the president will respect any decisions that are made at the state and local level. Well, yeah, I hope so. Quote, those decisions are the governor's consultation with local officials and will deem that necessary. However, but there are some areas where there are individuals that have been infected with the coronavirus. Need to have an understanding. There's a petition. I have no idea what is that? What is that? What's that, Spanky? There's a petition in Austin to cancel sex. What was that? Oh, South by Southwest. What is that? Explain to me what the Southwest by Southwest. What does that mean? I have no idea. You guys are gonna have to. I tell you guys are my co-host tonight, so you guys tell me what the Southwest by Southwest is. I have no idea what that is. You're gonna have to spin me up on some of the lexiconal stuff. So Southwest by Southwest, what is it? I know everyone's like going, "Huh? You don't know what's up?" I don't know what it is. So I guess it must be some conference or some party or something like that. Some big event. Until I get what that is, and I'll go back to that when I get to it. Oh, it's a huge music festival with panels and stuff. Okay, gotcha. Especially the panels and stuff. All right, there you go. That's a huge music festival they're talking about. Oh, okay, exactly. See, now you guys are. Oh, you know what? That's what it is too. I forgot that there's a delay a little bit with the tech. We have a delay, so I'll have to be patient with the times there. Apologies. Excuse me while I take a drink. I have to take a swig because my voice is gone. So I'm trying to nurse my voice back to health. I am definitely taking Spanky's advice with the hot toddies. Yeah, thank you guys. Now everyone's like flooding the lines. Thank you so much. It's a music festival in Austin. Thank you for the PMs too. Yeah, got it. Thank you very much. It's in Austin. Is it in Texas or is it in Austin? At any rate, so there are other events. They're also talking about closing. They're sealing off the Winter Olympics. Or not the Winter Olympics, the Summer Games, I think. It's happening in Tokyo. See, I'm not up with the Olympics that much. I don't really. And once it's up and I find out, is it Olympic season? And then okay, USA, and then I'm all about that. Once I find out that we're up and running. So I don't know. I guess it's in Tokyo or it's in Japan. But anyways, so Mike Zeiss, the Deputy Secretary for Education, is the leading department's response. Zeiss said also that the agency's liaison to the Trump administration, government-wide interagency responsiveness. So there's a bunch of stuff here. It's specifically in Politico. So that's where I'm getting most of my information from. That is from that. So while I'm looking at this article here, there's masks pop-ups like happening like crazy in this thing. So now if you want to look at some of the stuff, Now you can get your claim, and you get your lawsuit with your 3M ear hearing protection. But if you get the coronavirus, maybe you too can get compensated, and you'll be good to go. But anyways, let me see. Well, there was a story that some of the individuals have brought up. Where is it at? Okay. So there's a Okay, so yeah, back to the coronavirus news. Hang on, I kind of have to like rewind it a little bit because there has been some removes and addings of the chats and all that. Okay, so everybody knows about the advisor to the supreme leader of Iran died of the coronavirus. So so Iran's got it now. Iran's got the COVIDs. So they have that. An advisor.
Searching for the perfect family ski vacation? Find it with Vrbo.
No,
They search
of course.
millions.
Thank you. An advisor to the Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the Ayatollah, I'll just say that, has died from died from the new coronavirus. I was talking about this new. Everyone, look at your hand sanitizers that you have from Clorox or Lysol, or actually look at some of your disinfectants and look on there. It's been printed on the can. We can fight the coronavirus. Everyone acts like it's new, but it's not. Yeah, exactly. It makes folks richer, buddy. Fuck, exactly that, man. Exactly that. It's making people rich. Not. You notice that every time there's a disaster? Rob, you notice that every time there's like a disaster, they're like water will go up in price? Well, in this case right here, I think rubber gloves, hand sanitizers and stuff like that are now, it's almost like gas. How many dollars the gallon can you get this freaking hand sanitizer thing? So, how did people not know that he was sick? All of this all so sudden? It was, I don't know. I'm just saying, it was the Iranian Health Ministry, of course. They're also going to be recording. They've recorded 523 new cases in the past 24 hours. And they bring in the country's known total to 1,501, and they mark a 53% increase since the day before. So Mohammed Miramati, 71 years old, was an expedition. God, I can't talk today. Expedition council member. God, Matt Damon, who advised Khamenei and settled disputes between him and the parliament. COVID-19 has already affected Iran's vice president and deputy health minister. His death comes after the government on Monday rejected help from Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who announced last week that the U.S. was concerned that Iran may have covered up details on the spread of the virus. No shit. We would neither count on such help, nor are we ready to accept such verbal help. Such Foreign Ministry spokesman Abbas Mousavi said during a briefing on Monday. He added that the country has always been suspicious over American intentions. Yes, be suspicious. Because we have those medicines that can help you out. Yeah. We have all that suspicious medicine and aid we can help you out with. Says the U.S. government is trying to weaken the Iranian spirits over the outbreak. Now, you guys are pretty much doing it yourself. I think 1,500 cases, I think, is a pretty good thing on their own. The virus has killed at least 66 people in Iran and the highest death toll outside of China. The majority of 1,150 cases throughout the Middle East are linked back to the country. And Iran was preparing the possibility of testing tens of thousands of people following a spike of cases on Saturday. The country has closed schools and universities due to the COVID-19. That sounds like the, what's that T-virus on Resident Evil? Yeah, that's what it was. They're exactly that, Recruiter Times. That's exactly what it is. If you know what, you're right. That's a good point. They're a bunch of anti-vaxxers. So now they're like really trying to say they're trying to adopt Western values. Well, I'll tell you, you're adopting Western values pretty good. Yes, I know it's a music festival. You guys on YouTube, pay attention. Thank you so much for the Southwest Music Festival in Austin. I appreciate it. Hi from YouTube. Anyways, so kind of like, let's see, both patients are closely monitored, the department said. One person was found to be infected in New Delhi and had travel history from Italy, and the other was from the south state of Telangana and had travel history from Dubai. Depending on the global evolving scenario, travel restrictions would be imposed as a precautionary measure, quote, Dr. Harsh Vardhan, Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare. And intelligence agencies had concern over India's lack of countermeasures to the virus, and said the defense population could fuel a wide... Yeah, it does have a pretty dense population, too. India, when it said it announced it, that they said that there were positive cases that were part of their Ministry of Health report. One person was found to be, of course, infected, and that was the one from New Delhi. The government's covered to control their people. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Iranians been, what was that? Licking some gate, some relic, and there you go. Is that what that is? Is that what that is? Is that how they got it? They were licking something. I don't know. Is it transmitted through fluids like that? I thought you just had to wash your hands or something like that. It was just a sense of hygiene. I don't know what their sense of hygiene is over there. But yeah, you're right. Take advantage of the situation. Exactly that. I would. I mean, if anything else, I'd take advantage of the situation to where you would want to have assistance, and this would be a good method to tell the Iranian people, hey, look, your government's not wanting to get some of the loot. Hey, we got some stuff right here that we could get. We could get you some masks. We could get you some masks, and we could send you some hand sanitizer. What else? Some soup. Make them some hot toddies or something like that, like Spanky said, and we'll ship them some goldfish snacks, because that's what I had. I had kept baby ice with me too. So that way, just in case there was any issues or he became symptomatic, he was good to go. That little monster, was that. He was a good kid though while I was convalescing on the couch, because I was out of it. I was out, and there was definitely some like I said there. I couldn't, not hard to yell at him, so I had to enforce standards in the house. But I thought I have to. But he was a good kid. Not either or when it came to that. He was like petting me like I was an old dog. Yeah, exactly that. Corona ice cream? Nope. No way, dude. Nope. That's just, God, I don't know how you guys can drink Corona, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm a Tecate drinker, so I don't drink Corona. I mean, some individuals really like Corona. I mean, that's okay. I know Corona makes really cool. They make these little cool salt and pepper shakers for if you ever go to a Mexican restaurant and you see them, and they're good to go. At any rate. So that's the news with the Iranians in their COVID-19 case. I know most of it has been, some of the cases is the Puget Sound schools, of course, have been closed down from it, and then an Army spouse? No, I'm not going to read that article. I'm not that article from that source. But in Chicago, there was a fourth positive test for COVIDs, and that test right there was, God, these kick ads. Test for COVID-19, third patient being treated at a hospital in Arlington Heights. An Illinois health official have announced Monday that a fourth person in the state has tested positive for a novel corona. I like how everyone's like throwing there, novel coronavirus, COVID-19. A new branch of virus. Officials said the fourth case is a woman in her late 70s who is the wife of a man also in his 70s, is the third case of COVID-19. The presumptive positive test still needs to be confirmed by the CDC. A third patient in Illinois to test positive for COVID-19 novel coronavirus is being treated at the hospital in Arlington Heights, officials said Monday. Health officials said that the woman who is the fourth case is quarantined at home and complying with health officials. Both the man and woman are in good condition. That's right, man. Exactly, Rob. 2 shots of Jägermeister before bed. You will live. Exactly that. You will live forever. Ever. So, I think that right there. Like I said, I've had so many stuff happen to me, and I got a lot of stuff that probably cancels it out. But anyways, so they're both in good condition. The Northwest Community Hospital officials also said they're working closely with officials from the CDC, Cook County Department of Health, and Illinois Department of Public Health, and the patient is hospitalized in isolation, and the CDC protocols have been implemented. But the patient's doing very well. It's not clear how the man became infected. What's that? I must be sick. I forgot how to word. Yeah, dude, I am. I'm fucking fighting it off. I'm fighting my own COVIDs. No, don't say that. I don't want to say that, because then people will be like, oh, WTF Nation Radio, we got the COVIDs. That's not the case. A German flu shot. Und ja, bend over. Here's a German flu shot. Oh, man. At any rate, public health officials are on site at the hospital to identify all the potential close contacts for the third and fourth cases. We're using every tool at disposal to contain, and we're still in containment mode. And then the spokesman also said that the possibility of COVID-19 cases will be found in voluntary testing increases to the state. Health worker in a hospital told that the blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I think we got the point about the Covel novel virus, right? The coronavirus. We're done, right? Have we beat the dead horse? Are we done stumping with the freaking coronavirus? Can we move on to some other subject? Thank you. What was that? Let me see. Okay. Oh, no, I got something here. Somebody else sent me some other stuff here to throw some articles in here. Let's see. Okay, so you notice we've had some shakeups in the political arena, the Democratic Party. Amy Klobuchar has ended her Democratic presidential campaign on Monday and plans to endorse rival Joe Biden in an effort to unify moderate voters behind the former president's White House bid. She's flying to Dallas and plans to join Biden at his rally tonight, according to her campaign. Klobuchar was the second presidential candidate to exit the race in less than 24 hours, following Pete Buttigieg. He took off like on Sunday. Their decisions reflect an urgent push among moderates to consolidate behind George Biden. I almost said George Bush. Sorry, I'm still thinking about why you bringing me in this shit ass again? What's up with that shit? I ain't running again. Thank you, W. Appreciate you co-hosting for me tonight. Their decisions reflect an urgent push among moderates to consolidate behind Biden as a counter to progressive rival Bernie Sanders. Now, we've talked about this before. We've talked about the fact that, once again, they really are trying to not have Bernie Sanders join the nominee. I'll be honest with you, though, this is just some serious cannon fodder for memes, and more memes. Exactly that, cause the DNC is going to cut the legs out from under Sanders. As the race starts getting a little bit more closer and we start getting more into the definitive numbers and all that, WTF Nation is going to be covering a lot of political stuff. There's going to be so much political stuff going on to where, again, once we get up to the point of the election, we'll be covering the election itself, and then it's going to be hilarious to watch. And of course, all the slip up gaffes, and it's Uncle Joe. All right, is it safe to say we can just call him that? Today he had several slips. He won South Carolina, and already has had several blunders in his I guess open mic. And that dude is like, he's forgetting a lot of stuff. He's like forgetting what state he's in. I mean, everyone talks about D. Treasy confusing Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas when the Chiefs won, but he was saying North South Carolina when he was in South Carolina. Yeah, what's exactly that? Exactly. What's up with Tulsi? What's up with Tulsi? And Yang, dude. But you're right, cause the DNC is going to cut Sanders once again. I'll tell you what, they're not going to. I guarantee it. I have a feeling the party is not going to put up with that shit. They really want him in there. I pray for another 6-hour show. You're going to have one. You're going to have one. You're going to have a 6-hour show during the election. I think it's going to go longer. I think it's going to go longer because there's probably going to be some drama involved. So, that being the case, I couldn't even imagine what would happen if it goes that far, because I know there's going to be some disputes. So let's go back to the Democratic this Democrat. So Klobuchar outlasted like several better known and better funded Democrats thanks to a better than expected third place in New Hampshire. But she couldn't turn it into success elsewhere as she struggled to build out a campaign that would be competed across the country and had poor showings in the next contest. So the 3-term senator has already had one of the cycle's most memorable campaign launches, standing outside the snow. Remember when she was out there in the snow? And everyone was like talking about touting her grit, which is, like no shit. I have never seen. You rarely ever see some of the candidates standing out there. I wouldn't be standing out there in the snow. I'd be like, man, this sucks. Let's all take it inside or something. 12 hours. 12 hours. I know it'd be a long show. It would be a long show. I can go 12 hours. That's what she said. At any rate, She couldn't turn into the success. Of course, obviously, when she lost, I mean, I don't know why she dipped out. They both had pretty good. I think her and Pete Buttigieg were pretty professional when it came out with that. They dipped out. They didn't shoot any jabs. They didn't make any comments. They didn't talk shit. That's the way it's supposed to be done. You know, when you have people stepping back, you didn't have anybody fighting, or you didn't have anybody throwing a jab at somebody. You didn't have anybody talking crap. She stepped back and said, "Hey, you know, it was a good run." Blah blah blah. People would get to the, you know, like whether you disagree or agree with their platform or not, them stepping back the way they did and say, "Yep, they supported the party and they're going to support the party," and that to me is admirable. I actually respect. I respect an opponent or an adversary who dips out professionally and says, "I see to you," or whatever. That's good shit. That's the way it's supposed to be. No one's crying. Nobody's, you know, whining about all the crap that they're talking about. It's just like I'm actually getting tired. Everyone was like, just getting. They wouldn't. First off, the freaking debate sucked. Everyone's talking over each other. It was nothing but people dropping. It was almost like people watching good burns and hot takes and mom jokes on each other, which was funny as hell. Some of the burns that you saw in there were awesome. Bernie Sanders was like mad, didn't want to shake nobody's hand, was talking crap, and Elizabeth Warren was talking crap too. It was pretty good. It was really good. I mean, it was really good for you as a Republican nominee, or running anybody against the Democrats, because it was providing, all they were doing is providing campaign videos for D. Treasy. That's all they're doing. All the fighting in back and forth, all the gaffes and all this other stuff. You know, I'll be honest with you, the days with Joe Biden being like, I don't know. I think the Democratic Party shouldn't be doing that. I think exactly that. Well, how many debates are they going to have though, Rob? See, that's the point. They've had so many debates that so-and-so's having exactly that, a cage match, like a straight, like a straight rap battle. Excuse me. A straight rap battle. They're going back and forth and talking shit, saying, you know, yo mama's so fat, jokes. See who can go along with that. That would be funny. Yeah, so she was hoping to own the moderate lane of the Democratic field that grew into some 24 candidates. It got much tougher when Biden joined the race late in April, starting with the frontrunner and remaining there. Klobuchar was quickly overshadowed by Buttigieg, a fellow Midwesterner who shot from being a largely unknown mayor from South Bend, Indiana, to a top contender of mixed intelligence, strong oratory, and optimism and euphemism. Buttigieg dropped out early on Sunday, saying he's no longer had a viable path to the nomination, and he's not endorsing anybody. Which, see, that's another thing too. He's not endorsing anybody. If you were, why the hell would you want to endorse somebody that you were running against? If I was running against some of these individuals, I wouldn't sit there and say, okay, I'm dipping out. But supporting the party or something like that, I can see that. I can see that, but not endorsing anybody specifically. Supporting the party. I mean, the Republicans ain't doing it. They didn't do it with D. Treasy. There's like division between the Republicans. I mean, I think they're using that as their useful tool is D. Treasy being that, yeah, he's that guy that's savage enough to say some shit. Hey, we may not like him, but he's saying it and he's doing it. So that's, excuse me, that's what the Republicans are dealing with. But from the beginning, you'd never had them go and say, yeah, we support Trump from the beginning. So, I mean, at least they're supporting whoever they're going to be in there, but he's not specifically endorsing anybody, then fine. And he does suck, man. I'm telling you, man. It was just like, God, man. It's watching Biden. He was like, oh, admit it, boomer. It's done. You're finished. The government's been doing this. Government's been doing that. And government's been doing this. What's that meme say? And the next thing you know, he's like, I've been in government for 49 years. I know what I'm doing. So, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. Klobuchar entered the race with low name recognition, and compared to many of her rivals, a disadvantage she was citing a year into a campaign outside Minnesota. The lawyer and former prosecutor was best known for questioning Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh during the 2018 Senate Judiciary Committee. Klobuchar asked Kavanaugh, who was accused of sexually assaulting a teenager when they were both in high school, have you ever had so much to drink that you can't remember anything what happened? Kavanaugh retorted with, have you? And she continued unruffled, and Kavanaugh later apologized to the senator, whose father is recovering from alcoholism. You know what? Now, kind of questioning, though, do you think at that point when you're trying to hit a personal spot on something like that, do you think it's open season to a personal spot back at you? If someone's trying to clap at you that way? and asks you a personal question during a hearing, does that give you the right to go ahead and muzzle off? I mean, yeah, exactly. He did vapor locked a lot, Rob. He did, big time. But you're in a hearing and someone goes, oh, clutching pearls, oh my God, weed snorter, you're just a weed snorter. Because you freaking, you asking me a personal question and I asked you a personal question back and you're going to get mad because I asked you and you think it's disrespectful? Do you think that's right? Do you think it's kind of like a double standard, right? So, I mean, even though he apologized to it, it's however you want to do it. But before we got in the race, she was hit with a news story claiming that she mistreated some of her own Senate staff. And had like an unusual, higher than usual turnover rate in her office. She's a tough boss, what was quoted as saying. And she had countered with it. She has several longtime employees, including the manager of a presidential campaign. She also faced questions over a prosecutor past. The Associated Press, though, published a story about Klobuchar's office in Minneapolis having prosecuted the case of a black teenager accused of 2002 shooting death of an 11-year-old girl. Klobuchar has cited the story to show her toughness on crime, but AP reports uncovered new evidence and myriad inconsistencies, raising the questions whether about Marion Burnell was railroaded by police. The issue followed Klobuchar on the campaign trail, with protesters forcing her to cancel a rally in Minneapolis days before Super Tuesday. See, they don't tell you this stuff. Nobody tells you this stuff like this. They don't tell you what's going on. These are the individuals that are running for office that are trying to get your vote. It's okay. I'm going to pick on the Republicans too. I pick on them too, because some of those guys are kind of like, they're hypocrites too. They sit there and just trashed fucking Trump. And this is what we commented to when we had our show for the election. They just sat there and trashed that freaking dude all left and right and attacked him for fucking everything and called him an idiot and called him and just totally trashed his ass and all this other shit. And then when it came down to some of their stuff, then all of a sudden, oh, no, it's okay. Hey, you're supposed to be, what are you doing, you know? And we had exactly that. Warren damn near broke out the tomahawk on Blue. You know, did we ever get that settled? Is she or she not? See, that's how much I pay attention to politics, because I'm not really paying attention right now at the time. Is she? She's not, obviously, she's not Indian, right? She's like, what'd they say? She's 1,000 of 124th or something like that? Of maybe, so that means none or whatever. Did that hit that right? Is that she's not an Indian, or she's not of Native American heritage background? Yeah, she went after and Bloomberg too. I tell you what though, that you're right there, Bob. Rob, I'm sorry, dude. I'm freaking losing it. She did go after fucking Bloomberg, asking about releasing of non-disclosure agreements about sexual assault and sexual harassment. Meanwhile, Congress can't sit there and answer the fact about all that money that goes to their payoffs for sexual assault if they still have that slush fund. You notice that's still there, right? You notice Congress still has that? They've not discussed it. But they have a fund set aside for sexual assault and sexual harassment payoffs to individuals that have reported them for such deeds. I wonder if it's still up there. Maybe we should talk to some of our congressional buddies and ask them if they still have it. So, I digress. She campaigned on her productivity in Washington, where she led more than 100 bills that were signed into law. She was criticized of the more liberal candidates in the field, like Senator Elizabeth Warren and Sanders, for running on promises that she said they couldn't keep. Rather than advocate for Medicare for all, however, Klobuchar did favor expand Affordable Health Care Act and worked on reducing prescription drug costs. And she said, "Yeah, I do appreciate the cost in prescription drugs. That is one thing I guess you could say would be good. I think everybody wants that. I don't think really that's a partisan issue, a bipartisan. It's more of a bipartisan issue than a partisan issue for the reduction of prescription drug costs, because there's a lot of individuals that pay out the ass for specific medicines and shit, or they can go the natural route. If you guys know what I mean. Duty 1213 required on that aspect. Changes that she said that had a passing would not make a significant impact anyways, but she supported making community colleges free, but wouldn't promise to do the same for four-year colleges and universities because the U.S. cannot afford it. I got to tell the truth, she said, quote, during a CNN town hall at a college campus where she acknowledged her position may be unpopular with younger voters. She also said that she was one of the first, she is, and stated in this article that she was one of the first candidates to outline a plan for addressing addiction and mental health, and an issue she described as personal because of her father's longtime struggle. Her accounts of growing up with a father suffering from alcoholism and watching being forced to choose between prison or treatment were some of the most compelling moments of the speeches, interviews, and discussions that she's had with her voters. or prospective voters, I guess you'd say. Klobuchar said that her father described getting help as being pursued by grace, and that's an opportunity that all people fighting addiction to deserve. Now, there's some individuals that I believe that need help getting it. That's another thing too. See, that's what's kind of like, yeah. She's got some points on this stuff on that, but she doesn't on another, if that makes any sense. But anyway, she's continued to rack up endorsements even as her campaign struggled in getting the backing of the newspapers to include the Houston Chronicle, Seattle Times. The New Hampshire union leader, in January shared endorsements from the New York Times, which also endorsed Warren, the Quad City Times, one of Iowa's largest newspapers. But Klobuchar has sidelined so much for the last few weeks that the Iowa caucuses, when she, along with fellow candidates Warren Sanders and Michael Bennet, who's that dude from Colorado, was stuck in Washington for the Senate impeachment trial. I don't even know who the hell that guy is. Michael Bennet. But you're right, Rob. Warren did go after Bloomberg. And Bloomberg, just coming in there talking about corruption and the elite and all this other stuff, is a millionaire buying himself into the Democratic ticket by talking all this crap because he's got the money to do it. Excuse me, I just coughed up a lung. I think I had my mic. But yeah, he doesn't. It's almost like they're calling themselves out on their own shit every time they call the president out saying what he's doing. Some of the propositions and some of the initiatives they're talking about are doing what they're describing the president already currently doing right now. If that makes any sense. Yeah, Banning said, "Well, I think he's out. Right, he's done. I think he got hosed on that." But yeah. That was it for that one. So that was your news on the on that right there. I'll be honest with you. Hey, good luck on you. Wouldn't want to be you, sue you. And then so now it's just I don't know what it was. It's now freaking Warren, Sanders, and Biden. And I'm telling you what, right now it's gonna get even worse. The attacks are gonna get greater. You're gonna get more Bloomberg videos. On everything now, so I can't even. What was it they were saying? There's people on Pornhub who are getting Bloomberg videos. There's even individuals who are also playing video games or watching stuff on YouTube without getting on console or computer PC without getting a Bloomberg ad thrown in there. So yeah, I can't wait to see what is up with that. At any rate, somebody dropped in this story. It would appear that Clinton's back, and I'll say this, but she's currently right now a federal judge is ordering Clinton to sit for deposition on use of a private email account. This is coming back again. Federal judge has ordered Hillary Clinton to sit in a sworn deposition regarding her use of a private email account while serving as Secretary of State. U.S. District Court Royce Lamberth. Should I have even said his name? Because I'm just saying about the conspiracy theories and the tinfoil stuff about anytime somebody's named in something against Clinton that something happens to them. I'm just saying because I'm just putting it out there just in case. On Monday, filed an order for Clinton to appear before a deposition. A 5-year case that brought upon the conservative group Judicial Watch. The group filed the Freedom of Information Act request on a FOIA, that's what they like to say in the media, a FOIA for Clinton's emails pertaining to the 2012 attacks on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. Clinton had previously said that she used a private server to read government email as a matter of convenience. The FBI investigated Clinton's use of the server to read classified material and in July 2016 recommended against bringing charges against the case. We all know how that rolled the fuck out. However, in October the same year, the FBI announced it would reopen the investigation after discovering previously unknown emails on the server. The investigation was publicly reopened, and just days before the election day, and widely believed to have bolstered Trump's prospects. What makes me mad is that if this is a private email or it's her own private email, what was it like? Freaking, it wasn't like Google or it wasn't like a Gmail account or something like that. So how come Google doesn't get deposition on this? Why didn't Google get subpoenaed on this stuff? You can't watch a decent Rust video with that little troll having a commercial. Exactly, man. You can't watch any of that stuff. A quote, to argue with the court now has enough information to determine whether a state conducting an adequate search is preposterous, Lambert wrote in his ruling. Even years after the FBI investigation, the slow trickle of new emails has yet to be explained. Why did she think that it was using a private server to conduct State Department business was permissible under the law in the first place? That's exactly. Everyone else asking the same freaking question too. Everyone asked the same question about that when her shit was like under investigation. And I'm just blown away why she keeps coming back. It's like her and Bloomberg. Her and Bloomberg are coming back in the mix. It's like, God, man, just leave, just go. You know, just finish, finite, gone. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We don't even want to see you. It's almost like I think the American people deserve newer stuff, not this continuous empire. That's what makes you mad when someone's like, oh, this is fanatic, we're tyrannical government, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, well, you just had like a bunch of Clintons and all this other stuff. Who cares? Well, don't bring her back in. You get all these people, individuals. You have rich people arguing. What was it that, who's that one guy that said, the debates were nothing about millionaires amongst each other, telling you there was a bunch of, what was it? I can't remember the quote now. I don't want to fuck up the quote. Something about millionaires in debate arguing with other millionaires about you being a millionaire or not wanting to, or taxing millionaires. I can't remember. I don't want to mess up the quote. But it was the guy from Dirty Jobs that said it. She's untouchable. Every time she has a scandal, which, by the way, did you guys hear about something? If a soldier did that with any official correspondence, they'd be under the jail. Exactly that. I was about ready to say that. In the Army, that would happen the same way. It would happen the same way. I did not think that having some information that would be sent after seeing some stuff in working the inbox. Mike Rowe, thank you, Cos. I did not think that some of the stuff that we get sometimes we would have to sometimes tell the commands, hey, look, this guy's dropping some shit like that, or you need to report it, or we have recommendations from emails, from stuff like that. There's some stuff that you can or cannot put. There's some things that are, of course, people are flipping out about what they cannot have, but if they did some of that stuff with their official correspondence for some of that crap, you get busted. I'm just telling you right now that some of the reasons that soldiers get hemmed up on WTF Nation, on the WTF Nation page, on all the pages, get busted because of some overzealous commands, and some were corrected some of the actions when it comes to that type of information being transmitted. The reason why you have a .mil account is for you to use .mil stuff. Ooh, right now there's like the judge is really pissed off. Hey, judge, you want to give us a call, dude? He's really mad right now because there's a thing called like a Cup and Flower Fund, and he's making everybody. There's Big Sarge. Big Sarge is out there once again. We're gonna talk about this in Sarge time. I'm gonna see if I can get him on here again. I'm gonna see if he could join us in this. But I'm what makes you think? I mean, this government. I used it for convenience. Well, you could have used your own private plane, right? Because you used it for convenience, and you could have bought it yourself to fly yourself all over the world, right? So why'd you use military aircraft? Why'd you use government aircraft if it was a convenience thing? If that was the case, then whatever, dude. Anyways, I'm gonna take a break so I can take some meds, some decongestant and cough suppressant, so I don't cough because I'm already. It's like everyone's dropping all the freaking comments here. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna take a break right quick, and then I'll be right back. And then you guys want to shoot the shit? You guys can listen in, and still you can shoot the shit. Might be something I might have to have you guys calling in on anyway. So we'll see. Anyway, stand by, drink some shots. Stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Hello, mama. Hello, daddy. I've got something that I've never said before. Went down south of the border. Now life, it's got a little harder for me. I fell in love with some know the animal I have become, so won't you save me? Save me! Won't you save me? Save me! Won't you save me? Save me! Won't you please put me out of my little misery? Well, I know life is short. Mom, you know I always try to do my best. Should've listened when you told me I wouldn't be caught in this mess. Gotta go now, Dad, I'm sorry. Everybody, all y'all need to know this is life, a true story. When you chase ass down in Mexico, save me, save me. Won't you save me, save me, save me, save me. Won't you please put me out of my little misery? Out of my little misery.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
To the stuff and what's going on in the world. Talking about the COVIDs. Talking about what's happening with this election stuff. Well, what else? What else are we missing? No, there's nothing wrong with your sound. If you're having problems with your sound, it's probably your platform. You probably just need to refresh. However, you can always listen to us on the other platforms that we have. If you're having a problem with one specific platform, or if you just want to log into your Xbox, you want to go on Mixer on your Xbox, you can do that too. And just go on WTF Nation Radio, and you can hear me through your surround sound. Nothing wrong with that. Or you can go on Twitter. You can go on YouTube. I don't know what it is about the tech. For some reason, Facebook just really has drama when it comes to the tech. And I don't know why. It's just the way it is. It's Facebook. The other platforms seem to be doing okay. Everyone tells me that some individuals actually like listening to us on YouTube and Mixer because there's a more, I guess it's not much of a delay, which is true. Some comments that I see in there, you guys are a little bit late on the Facebook chats as opposed to being on the Mixer and YouTube chats that I can see. So if there's anybody that I missed at the beginning, because we got left a little, delayed this evening, I want to say hi again to how you guys are doing. At any rate, so where were we at? Oh, so the next news we got. What is going on else in the news? Shit. Somebody sent me something here. Hang on, let me see what's in here. Okay, so this right here. Okay. Should we even talk about this? Is this sort of kind of okay? I'll bring it up. Fuck it. I think it's fun. Anyways, so this dude wraps his $240,000 Lamborghini in a tribute to Dee Treasy. A Tulsa, Oklahoma man used his nearly $250,000 car to show his support for Dee Treasy, for President Trump. And there's no hiding Steve Currington's political stance. Currington, who goes by the name of Lambro Steve, put a pro-Trump wrap on his car. $250,000. $240,000. It's got the Dee Trees all over it. It's got his pictures, it's got his murals, it's got everything. He just thought he wanted a picture of Trump that was funny, and he has a lot of humor in his life. I felt that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and drive it all around Oklahoma on purpose to see what kind of reaction out of people. Which everyone says is mostly positive, but there's other individuals that want to take pictures with it and all that stuff. Then he's also got some that are negative. People just come by and flip them off. He says that some observer said it runs on liberal tears. This is crazy. Ask if the rap would come off if Dee Treasy was to lose the election. Currington had an interesting response. He's not going to lose. But he loses, it is what it is. I'll probably wrap it with Bernie to get the other side. This guy is 100% troll. Love it. That's what I'm talking about. Having fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that story. That's pretty interesting. Appreciate it. Okay, now here's another breaking news of it. How about you, Shipwreck? You got a photo of that? So currently, right now in high demand, they only have to. Right now in HEB, there's some going on. There's like a disaster in HEB in Texas. HEB stores are running limited on cleansing products across Texas. I guess they're only down to only 4 disinfecting products per order. In an effort to make sure all customers have access to hand sanitizer and hand soap, we're limiting purchases to 4 bottles of hand sanitizer and 4 bottles of hand soap per transaction. That's probably like the most they've ever purchased in their entire lives. But thank you for that breaking story. Anyways, you guys want to call it 415-889-8367 and shoot the shit. Give me a buzz and see what's up. And I'll be more than happy to take a call. If you guys have questions, something like that, you want to throw some stuff out there. You want to say, hey, that's newsworthy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead. As a matter of fact, by request, I will post the Dee Treasy Lamborghini. Right. Okay, hang on. I'll put it on there. That's okay. I'll do that. No problem. No big deal. Stand by. Y'all start. Chill. Shit. That's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Thank you, Shipwreck, for that for that imagery there. There we go. Pew pew. Okay, let me go ahead and just straighten this out here for you guys so you can see it. There you go. There is the D Treasy Mobile. That is pretty cool, though. Oh my god, that's like that's so fucking troll right there. That is such a fucking troll. That's awesome. Fuck it, if you had money to do that, would you do the same? Come on, don't lie. Would you do that? I think it'd be funny as shit. And he said if he loses, then he's gonna put Bernie shit on there. So that is pretty funny. Let me go ahead and put. Oh, there's another picture. Hang on. Let me get this pic on here too. Of it rolling down the street. There we go. You guys should see it in a minute. It's gonna come up in a second. You got there's a little delay. Stand by. There you go. That's pretty cool. Oh, that is funny as shit. Oh man, the hood is wicked, isn't it? Oh man. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it should be, yeah. There you go. So there's the vehicles, of the D Treasy Mobile on Lamborghini by the Lambros, guy out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I think that's funny as shit. If I had the money and I had the cash, I'd do it. Oh, you watching that trial of Gabriel Fernandez? That shit is sad, Bailey. Holy crap! I'm telling you what. Oh God, don't get me started. So I'm gonna get all fired the fuck up. That story sucks. That is a sad story. Oh man, that's a sad story. God. Ugh. Anyways. Shit. All it's gonna do is get me pissed off now. Anyways. Alright. Okay, so there you go. Thank you for the Lamborghini picture, and then thank you for the HEB stuff and all that. No, we're not gonna do sports. Sorry. I am not going to do sports tonight. I mean, I'm not much of a sportsing fan anyways, but I can't talk. I mean, shit, I'm like, fucking voice is going to go out. It would have been better if you put if you glued a giant wig on top. It would be funny as shit. You put a giant wig on there. A big toupee. Well, if you look at the car, it looks like it's got a hair on it. It's got hair on it. It's got like they got part of his hat. That is fucking funny. Oh, now they're looking at the picture. Anyways. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Anyways. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that stuff right there and so much. Okay, so next story. I guess Vanessa Bryant. I didn't know this. There was a release of some of the pictures from the crash site. And she went to the she went to the freaking sheriffs because some deputies were like sharing the pictures and stuff like that of the crash site with the bodies and stuff like that. Now she's se vengo tiro. Yes, of course, Bailey. Se pego un tiro. She's like up in arms because the sheriffs have been passed around brutal. Now here's the thing. If you ever seen stories or movies or investigations of a crash site from an aircraft, they have to take pictures, right? They all take pictures and all that stuff for the investigation, for the NTSB, and of course do the investigative stuff. Now, is it passed around? Are they being passed around and somebody got upset? Are they passed around and somebody got up, and got really sensitive about it? Or it being passed around and it got leaked? See, that's a different story because pictures have to be taken. Right? I mean, that's just the way it works. So you just can't like immediately go into the, you can't just go into the back and forth of the sensitivity, and go, oh yeah, well you can't post these pics or you can't have these pics. If it's amongst law enforcement individuals and they're going over the investigation, have anybody. I mean, as a matter of fact, there's individuals that are in the audience right now that have worked in have worked in the medical field or have had worked with law enforcement when it comes to taking photos, or I myself or anybody in the military, we have taken photos of individuals that have been injured or have had photos taken. All right, I have made comments where I'm like, God, that sucks. Oh, that must have fucking hurt. God, dude. So do you think it might have been taken out of context? Do you think, because I didn't see it, they're not posted everywhere. From what I've heard, it was just they were being discussed and they were being passed around amongst the law enforcement officials. So if it's kind of like, am I being too insensitive about that when it comes to the pictures not being, around, when she goes to the sheriff's office and tells them, hey, you need to stop spreading that shit when it's part of their investigation. I mean, it's kind of like she's angry at the sheriff's office. I got it. She's upset. There's investigations that have to happen. Right, what I don't understand is that I don't know the context of what the LA County Sheriff's investigation was. From there was individuals that had taken pictures at the crash site already that had posted it when the wreckage was smoldering on the side of the hill. I'm not gonna deny that was, everyone saw it. Everyone flew over. She even tried herself to limit the airspace, which normally what happens anyways when there is an aircraft mishap is they'll close the airspace off anyway. So there's a lot of that procedural stuff already, but taking pictures of the scene and all that getting passed around amongst the law enforcement issues, and it's law enforcement sensitive to them, and it's part of the investigation. I don't know what she would be, unless someone has been selling the pictures or wanted to get, because TMZ already had the information quick. Like somebody called TMZ the moment it freaking the helicopter went down, and they were notified like way more. She was notified by TMZ. That's how she found out. She didn't find out through any other law enforcement points of contact. And the LA Times were the ones that released the information stating specifically that the two public safety sources with knowledge of the events told the LA Times that the sharing of the photos, which include crash scene and images of the victims' remains, was a topic among the first responders of the first day of the crash. You see that? That's kind of like that right there. It's no. If you've seen a fatality, I know you Leos and first responders out there, you guys are going to talk about it, right? You're going to talk about. You're going to talk about that stuff. You're going to arrive on the scene and you're going to see images and stuff. I've rolled up on accidents myself as a civilian, just rolling up on an accident, seeing what's happened. It's going to suck. You're going to see that stuff. Law enforcement officials and first responders are going to talk to it. They're going to discuss it. It was a topic among first responders days after the crash because, yes, I mean, when you kind of think about it, a sports icon, whether you liked them or not, it just died. So everyone's going to talk about it. And everyone's going to be sensitive to the subject matter. So I don't know if the LA Times report what they were getting at specifically. In addition to one source also who spoke on the condition of anonymity due to the sensitive nature of the allegations, said that one of the photos on the phone of another official was in a setting that was not related to the crash. Which, I don't know, I've shared pictures of scenes and stuff like that of not, I mean, the scenes of a crash, but I have been in discussions with individuals of discussing stuff, and they are of experts. I have had and showed photos that was not in the scene of the crash, that has not related to the scene, right? 9 victims died, of course, January 26th when the helicopter they crashed in the steep hillside in Calabasas en route to a sports academy. Bryant's attorney, Gary Robb, released a statement saying the widows are absolutely devastated by the allegations, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong. If they're going around showing the pictures and being just, fucking being crass about it, that is fucking disrespectful. I got that. On the day of crash, Vanessa, of course, like I said before, requested a no-fly zone that was designated over to protect the scene from photographers, and that was already part of an investigation when an aircraft goes down. They restrict the airspace, they restrict the scene, and they lay a perimeter out so they can do an investigation, so that way the NTSB can do some sort of analysis of what happened to the aircraft after they get the flight data recorder out of the aircraft. It was incredible importance to her that she desired to protect dignity of all victims. Of course, that's right there. I'm right there with it. At that time, Sheriff Alex Villanueva assured us that all measures would be put in place to protect the family's privacy, and is our understanding that he worked hard to honor the request. So the allegations of unspeakable violation of human decency, respect, and privacy rights of the victims and their families demanded that those involved in the faces the harshest possible discipline. Their identities brought to light, and to ensure that the photos are no longer further disseminated. First responders should be trustworthy. It is inexcusable and deplorable, quote, I'm quoting her lawyer, that some of the deputies of the Lost Hills Sheriff Substation and other surrounding substations in the LAFD would allegedly breach their duty, unquote. On Friday, the LA County Sheriff's released a statement saying that the investigation has been launched and the allegations report, quote, the sheriff is deeply disturbed and at the thought of the deputies could allegedly engage in such insensitive act. A thorough investigation will be conducted by the department with a number one priority protecting the dignity and privacy of the families, victims, and their families. Last week, Vanessa Bryant delivered a touching eulogy to the celebration of life's memorial service held for her husband and her daughter at the Staples Center, where she shared intimate details about their lives and family and what they would miss about their loved ones. Quote, there was so much full of joy and adventure, she said. God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other, so she had to bring them home to him together. Babe, you took care of our Gigi now. I got Nani, BB, and Coco. We're still the best team. Unquote. At the same time as the memorial, Vanessa Bryant's attorney submitted a wrongful death complaint against the helicopter company that operated the flight that killed Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, and 7 others. So, of course, they're going to determine whether the officially filed the complaint has once been reviewed. Now, here's where I go back to saying again. You don't... I know individuals in the medical field have done this. Open discussion. I mean, they're going to say that. They're going to say specifically that I'm kind of half and half. If they were crass about that and they were disseminating their photos out and they're giving it out to the public and they're making money off it, I could totally see her issue. I could totally see what she's talking about. However, if everybody freaking, is involved in the case, there's a lot of people that are involved in the case when it comes to a crash. It's not limited to a specific amount of people. There's also experts and individuals that have come out, to include members of the medical profession and the aviation profession, to come out and measure and discuss what could possibly have happened. As callous as it may sound, some of the aircraft safety limitations of the aircraft will take in consideration of the fatalities when they crash. Those characteristics have to be written into the aircraft and the reports to either improve flight safety or improve procedures for flying. It sounds pretty fucking callous, but in the end effect, you're going to be talking to somebody. You're just going to, somebody, okay, so the pic's stored in a phone and wasn't even authorized to be anywhere around the investigation. Is that what you're, okay? And the pics of EMT's been passing the pics around. Okay, that's what Holly's saying. Okay. That's all I've read so far, and of the Leos that I've talked to and all that, everyone's saying that it was just being passed around amongst the whatever. Now, if the sheriff had pics stored in his phone and wasn't even authorized to be anywhere in the investigation, everyone's involved in the investigation. You're kind of like all there. I mean, obviously, if you're involved in the investigation specifically, when you have to be assigned to assist in the investigation. I don't know. I don't know if it's one of the EMTs that have been passing the pics around too. I don't know. But I do know that it is unfortunate. If it was done like that, then it sucks. Then yeah, that's kind of it does suck. That's the best way to do it. However, amongst the law enforcement circles, the aviation circles, and the NTSB circles, some of those pictures have to be disseminated and have to be reviewed for conditions of the investigation in itself. I know there's there's some individuals that when I'm involved in stuff, or I have been involved in stuff, and I have had a need to have an additional expert in something, I'll reach out. Hey, real quick on the DL, check this out. Here's some photos, or here's some studies, or here's some of this, or here's some of that. Can you help me out with this? Blah 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 blah. That individual will get it, and that one individual may have to ask. Again, it's a touchy subject. It's where do you draw the line on the respect thing? There's some people that really get mad at me by saying it was not a big deal. What I'm saying, not saying it's not a big deal. What I'm saying is that if it was part of the investigation, it has to happen. You demand to know what happened. Well, that's how you're going to find out. That's how you're going to get it. If it's somebody within the law enforcement or EMT community that, like I said, that was carelessly and recklessly disseminating the pics, all for it. All for it. Totally all for it. There's a lot of things that are still out there that are circulating on accidents and traffic accidents and stuff like that we don't get to see. And I just honestly, I think that there was a little bit of some opportunism from some of the lower level EMTs or sheriffs that may have obtained the photos that may have been authorized to. They may not have been. Like, if it was probably like pulling fucking guard duty on the fucking crash scene, I could see that. Somebody didn't need to take a pic or something like that. But if there's someone doing some forensic work on the aircraft or the medical examiner, I could see them taking pictures. Like I said, it's hard to draw that line. Again, I feel for the family. It sucks, but I'm not going to just go off on one report because the investigation's still going on. So we can't speculate until they decide specifically from the LA County sheriffs who what were the facts on that. God, my head's congested as shit. Anyways, so with that was that story. So again, North Korea just launched 2 more rockets. There you go. In other news, 21 hours ago, North Korea launched 2 rockets, 2 projectiles over into the Japanese Sea. Awesome. Way to go. And there's supposed to be like something going on in Korea right now. Isn't like supposed to be like some peace or something like that, or some shit? We're going to talk about Taliban when we're talking about Sergeant's Time, because there's some stuff that me and Spanky want to talk about. That's what's happening on Sergeant's Time. Well, we can talk Afghanistan, but that's what they're saying, that currently right now that Afghanistan has signed a peace treaty. Or we're signing a peace treaty. So the Infinity War is I guess sort of kind of going to come to an end. So now that Afghanistan's turning 18 years old, it's got to move out of the house. Is that what it is? So yeah, we'll get more details on that. We'll get more involved on Sergeant's Time when it comes to the policy stuff and all that, because there's some individuals that are pretty upset. I wouldn't say individuals are upset. There's already some parties that are already breaching it. Taliban have already said that they're going to continue their attacks on the Afghan military. Probably get some payback, but well, yeah. So that's what's happening. We're gonna talk about that on Sergeant's Time. Shit, I don't even know if I don't think I got a guess. So, yeah. So there you go. That's the thing on the thing. Hang on, let me look up. I want to get out of politics, man, because stop talking to me about that shit. This other story is the. So okay, you're now starting to notice a lot of individuals that are going to public officials' homes. They're now starting to Bernie Sanders supporters. They're anti Tucker Carlson. They're anti whoever. They're now reporting. They're not going to people's houses with a bullhorn and screaming at them at the house. Like legit. Like just in Los Angeles, it kind of took a turn for the worse. The husband of the DA in L.A., Jackie Lacey, pulled a gun on protesters outside of his home early Monday morning because there was some tense primary issues going on over the district attorney's job. Video was seen showing an old man standing in Lacey's doorway at the Grotto Hills, pointing a gun and shouting, "I will shoot you, get off my porch." And that's how close these protesters were. They were on the dude's porch. So now everyone's raising a scene, making a big deal, saying that he should not have pulled a gun on the protesters. If you're on my porch, if you get close to my porch and you walk up to my property to protest in front of me, don't you think that kind of constitutes you busting some caps? What would you have done? Would you do the same? Se pega un tiro. Hell yeah. Get off my porch. Get off my property. Get off my lawn. Well, I mean, that's the Sergeant Major talking, but no way. Protesters identified Lacey's husband as the man who was holding the gun. District Attorney spokeswoman Shira Deville Morales confirmed that Lacey's husband David brandished the weapon at a group who rang his doorbell. They rang his doorbell right there at his door. He's a retired investigative auditor for the DA's Bureau of Investigation. Officers responded to the home about 5:40 a.m. after someone called to report protesters outside, said Officer Lizeth Lamelia of the Los Angeles Police Department. Police officials could not immediately comment whether any firearm had been brandished or confirm if the man had been seen in the video as Lacey's husband. So the group of about 30 protesters arrived before dawn, outside Lacey's home, according to Melina Abdullah, Black Lives Matter organizer and Cal State Los Angeles professor, who was one of the 3 people the gun was pointed at. The group was also at Lacey's home to protest her refusal to meet with black activists and organizers in South LA. Abdullah said, during a contentious October meeting of the Stonewall Democratic Club to discuss her handling of the Ed Buck case, Lacey promised to arrange a meeting, but it never delivered. Quote, so we decided to have a meeting in front of her house. Now, see, here's the thing where I get the ass about that stuff. You know, in a public forum, that's like the public arena, right? Once you step on somebody's property, once you get in somebody's home, the gloves are off. You should not. I come on WTF Nation Radio. I come on US Army WTF Moments and all that stuff. You guys want to talk to me, shoot the shit and all this other stuff. Yeah. Unless me and you are friends or something like that. I know you personally and we shoot the shit and all, whatever. That's fine. I got that. But if you got the ass and you come over to my house and you ring my doorbell and said, I don't like what you said on air, you better run. You don't come to my house. You don't ring my doorbell and start raising hell because you didn't like what I said or you didn't like what I did or whatever. Meet me on the WTF Nation grounds. Meet me in that arena. Well, the same thing applies for public officials, whether you discover Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter. You don't go to their homes and start harassing them and then get the ass when they point a gun at you. The group had arranged chairs, prayed on the sidewalk, and did not initially approach the property until Abdullah and 2 others went to the front door, then said they heard a gun. Exactly that. Steve, that's a good way to get your ass lit up. The amount of countermeasures and that I have at my domicile, I will be notified. And I will be notified. Yeah, you'll be meeting justice. Abdullah said that she thought she was being paranoid and it didn't sound good. Don't quote. And then her husband opened the door and pointed a gun and said, "Get off my porch." And no one had been arrested in the connection of the protests, LaMaile said, and Lacey's campaign did not immediately respond for a request to comment. As with any incident, the LAPD will first investigate and if appropriate, will bring in an independent prosecutor's office for review. I don't think you should be a prosecutor. They got video of the dude opening the gun, they're on his porch. They got video of him saying, "Get off my porch." He pointed it, "Get off my porch," and then he went back in the house. California Attorney General's office will assist LAPD in this matter. Lacey addressed the incident during a news conference late Monday morning and said that she had been the subject of various threats through her tenure as district attorney and protesters had showed up at her house before. Quote, and I agree with the statement she's saying right now. Quote, "Our home is our sanctuary. I do not believe it's fair or right for protesters to show up at homes of people who dedicate their lives to public service." Unquote. That's true. I agree. Even if I don't agree with her politics or her platform. I agree. The home is a sanctuary. It's the fortress, the castle. She said her husband's response was rooted in fear and he was profoundly sorry for what happened. I would not be sorry. I think she's just saying that for political reasons, but I would not be sorry. Nope. Not at all. Would not be sorry. It's just him and I in the house and really didn't know what was going to happen. So I'm sorry for anybody, if anybody was harmed, and it was never my intent to harm any protesters. See, that's the thing. You're apologizing for something like that, for somebody doing something wrong. You're advocating that it's okay for you to walk up onto somebody's property and say that it was okay for you to come up onto your porch and start screaming at you and harassing you. In the morning, early in the morning. It was never my intent to harm any protester. I just wanted to live in peace and do my job. Exactly that. I agree with her. Protesters remained outside Lacey's home for more than an hour early Monday, holding up signs that said, "Bye, Jackie." Quote, "If you think DA Jackie Lacey should be prosecute cops who kill." Officers stood a few feet away watching the activity. Kind of funny, huh? They call it. It's kind of funny. They're talking about and prosecuting, talking shit. They're protesting against cops, but then call the cops when someone's exercising their Second Amendment right to defend their homes. I don't care if you have the ass about me saying that, but that's. No. Abdullah and other demonstrations staged weekly protests of Lacey outside the district attorney's office, usually chanting names of people shot and killed by county law enforcement officers. They have protested at her home at least once before, Abdullah said. The incident comes as the day before Los Angeles County voters are set to cast their ballots in what has become a fierce race for district attorney. Lacey, a two-term incumbent, is trying to fend off a pair of challengers, former San Francisco district attorney George Gascon and former Los Angeles County public defender Rachel Rossi, who embody a national push to elect more progressive prosecutors. And 3 candidates have engaged in a hotly contested campaign that included a combative January debate marked by protest. Now, I want to check this out now. I want to find out. And that's the reason why she's turning down further public debates, because they get marked by protests. She's been working in the DA's office since the 1980s. A long try to improve treatment for mentally ill defendants and try to position herself as a reformer on other issues. She's also beloved by law enforcement community. So I must have seen that she's probably pro-blue, right? Lacey's tenure has been marked by perceived hesitance to charge powerful figures and police officers who use deadly force, earning her the scorn of local activist groups. Gascon's campaign declined to comment on the Monday incident. Jasmine Canick, who is serving as communication director for Rossi's campaign, posted a video of the incident that immediately gained traction on Twitter and has questioned the actions of the man seen in the clip. I'm going to post it after the show on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. I'll post that clip. I'll post that article. What if someone got nervous at the sight of a gun in their face and dropped their cell phone or something that made a loud noise and then triggered Mr. Lacey's finger to cause him to shoot somebody for no reason? Canick wrote on Twitter. There are so many reasons why his actions were just wrong. Get off my porch. There you go. Cause and effect. The consequence of your own actions. Get off my porch. Too easy, right? It's insane, man. And it's just insane that they're getting the ass over that shit. Now, most of the problems that we have individuals are right now is that I get the protest. Hell yeah, protest away. Well, again, I'm not going to. I'm not going to defend anybody's right to protest in front of their homes. If you got a beef, you have any issues, then go ahead and freaking take it to the debate. If you're gonna get debated so much to where somebody can't even run or get a word in edgewise to it, then I guess you're done. You know what I mean? You're not, or whatever. I think she thinks she's in the right. I think she's in the right. I think her husband's in the right. No one deserves to have their home invaded like that. I think about it. Think about that, man. It's like Monday morning. You're asleep at night, and all of a sudden you're hearing people like with bull horns or something like that, or outside your front door. I mean, I don't like it when the kids are roaming around the house when I'm asleep. I couldn't imagine having all that shit going on. And then the next thing you know, you're freaking hearing somebody knocking on your door or something like that. What are you supposed to do? Then you're gonna get mad and say, "What if there was a loud noise and he'd have pulled the trigger?" Well, I'll be honest with you. If you'd not been on his porch, you probably wouldn't have got your ass capped. Exactly that, Chris. If you're trespassing on someone's property, you're volunteering to be a marksmanship training aide. Oh man, exactly that. God, I don't. Nope. Don't feel sorry for anybody. You know what? As a matter of fact, while we're talking about it right now, it's going to go on to the WTF Nation Radio Facebook page right now. I'm talking to you guys right now. Shit, I'll post it right now. Shit. You guys can read the article and as we did. How about that? Isn't that like, you guys are awesome co-hosts? There you go. It's up there. It's gonna get posted. Give it a second right now. So by the time you guys hear it, it'll be up. There we go. There you go. That's pretty cool. Like real time Facebook posting on this stuff. So there's your information right there and there on the WTF Nation Radio Facebook page. There's the article right there, and you can read all about it. Again, stay off my porch. That should be like a T-shirt now. Get off my porch. I better be careful, because somebody's gonna make money off of what I said and say that I'm freaking stealing their profits or something. Facebook's already said that my voice belongs to somebody else. So, yeah, okay. Anyways, what's the next story? What else you guys want to talk about real quick? We have like 20 minutes before I do house cleaning, and then we're done. We're up and out, and this will be one of those shows that, you know, pretty cool. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. What else you got? What else you got? By the time you guys hear this, I'm gonna go ahead and just I'll be a little quiet right now, and then we'll see by the time you guys hear it, because we got Super Tuesday coming up tomorrow. Super Tuesday is the big freaking the big election for the Biden has just got the freaking the booty gig and the yeah. So Democrats embrace Biden as Sanders hopes for a big Tuesday delegate haul. And this is by I think by NBC News or something like that. Yeah. So it's already starting up. It's already starting up. What happened to Beto O'Rourke? He was supposed to like endorse him too, or did he? That's right, Daniel. You can protest if you want, but when you start violating other rights, then you're definitely in the wrong. 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree with you. Yep, exactly that. Bet he was Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. No way, dude. Check out the WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and you can see it and see the video and all this other stuff. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like legit. They're like literally up on his front door, like right in the port, right there in front door. I'm like, whoa. Could you imagine what would happen if you like walk? Like I said, wake up to that stuff like that. We get up all whatever. But anyways, go back to Super Tuesday. Democrats are embracing Biden as Sanders hopes for a big Tuesday. This is gonna be cool. I like this. This is the political friction we need. I like this stuff. And we still have to see if any of these candidates are gonna be worthy of beating D. Treasy. I doubt it. I'll be honest, I doubt it. And everyone's now is like Kaz said, chopping the legs off of Bernie Sanders. Oh, hey, speaking of which, did you guys hear about Garth Brooks? Okay, now I'm gonna post something on I'm gonna post something, right? I'm gonna post something, and you tell me who do you think Garth Brooks is a fan of, and when it happens, then I don't know if are people that. If people are that misinformed about their own football team, let me pull it up. We'll see. I'll show you what happened. So Garth Brooks was having a concert, all right, and everyone was going nuts on him. Everyone was freaking out. Everyone was like talking all this shit and going, I mean, just like going having a concert. He was no big deal, right? He thought there was be no drama, whatever, and he shows up. Wearing a jersey, right? And the biggest thing is that this jersey is shit. Let me pull this pic up right quick. Somebody send me that pic. Thank you. Oh my god, this is awesome. There we go. I'm gonna use that pic right there because that's the funniest one. There we go. All right. So he shows up in it wearing a jersey. And this jersey has on the back, it's got Sanders on it, which everyone immediately thought when he was having his concert, they thought it was a Bernie Sanders jersey. Like people ripped him apart. People went nuts. People were immediately, as soon as he walked out on the stage and started talking crap, or he started singing, everyone started talking crap is what I should say. Man, sorry, Garth. I don't think so. Just stick to music. That's what one person said. Another person said, I wish you would have kept your political references out to yourself. Peace out. Won't play Garth Brooks on American Veterans Radio any longer. Betrayal. I didn't even realize I said that. We're under a no diming out other veterans groups. I just read that. As honestly, and for you guys that are old time WTF Nation Radio, we never dime out specific groups. But now, that was a quote. Quoteth, won't play Garth Brooks on American Veterans Radio any longer. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna have the front desk ask Garth Brooks if he wants to, if we can play his music with that jersey. That's man. He was attacked on Instagram for wearing that shirt. He was literally, everyone went nuts on him. Went totally freaking crazy about him wearing that jersey that said Sanders on. Not realizing, you know, you could just like totally tell. That's one of those things where you're a bandwagon jumper. I mean, that's really what it is individuals who don't watch sports or don't know what sports is or something like that.
The media's characterization that the shootings are the work of a serial killer.
What the hell happened here? There we go. So Garth Brooks showed up at Detroit Love last weekend. Last weekend when he stopped by the Ford Field and performed a high energy concert in front of, 70,000 fans, right? So for the show, he wore a Barry Sanders jersey. Barry Sanders jersey. Number 20 in tribute of the legendary Detroit Lions running back and fellow Oklahoma State University alum. Barry Sanders jersey. But Barry Sanders played a generation ago, which this happens to be friggin', of course, election season. And what did all the plebes say? They're also, of course, confused that with the individual named Bernie Sanders. So you can imagine all the confusion that happened when he posted a pic on his Instagram with his back towards the camera with Sanders and the number 20. So what did the children think? They thought that he was repping Sanders for the 2020 election. That's what they deciphered out of all that, not realizing it was one of their own. It was one of their. It's like Cavman. It's like 70,000 Cavmans were there. Hey Troop, you got a Bernie Sanders jersey with number 20. You endorse number 20? No. When just about everybody in Michigan knows what the Sanders 20 represents. Not everybody outside the state knows or remembers what Sanders' greatness was on the football field. So they were attacking him on his Instagram post. Love you, hate the shirt, Trump 2020. Another one, weird that a millionaire would like a socialist. Hey Garth, are you going to distribute your millions? Sanders, really? So out of touch. And then there was some support. Yes, Sanders for president. You're the best, Garth. Another one says, Sanders, you don't care about your politics. Love your music. Let's keep politics and your entertainment separate. Another one says, what are you saying? You're a communist or socialist? Either way, you're a loser. I just threw out your CD. I love this. Stupid Garth Brooks, god dang it. You just shut up, Garth. I hate your music. I hate your... Another one says, I had no idea you're... I should just imitate some of his fans like the way, I had no idea you're a big freaking liberal socialist. I listened to your songs for the last time. Those comments are freaking real. So the public Facebook post on the confusion from days ago has gone viral with over 11,000 shares, according to, since last Friday. So some of the commenters were quick to jump in and clear the air on Brooks' post. Some of them even had fun with the drama taking place. Sanders, this is a joke one here. Sanders, for real, how much did KFC pay you to wear this? Keep your food out of our music. Keep fast food out of your music. KFC wants chicken for all. Show me a country that succeeded with a chicken for all policy. Popeyes 2020. Now, Barry Sanders even jumped in on this on Twitter. And jumped in on the fun too. When Jason Vincent from Twitter said, Facebook forgot who Barry Sanders is and is freaking out at Garth Brooks for wearing a jersey and I'm dying. Barry Sanders tweets out, hey, Garth Brooks, want to be my VP? What's even better is that then the Detroit Lions trolled the fans for talking shit about that and making fun of this stuff. They even got into the fun. Think about it. You think about it, you're the big... If you've gone into a story and you're involved in this stuff and you're part of this stuff, and then all of a sudden you have the whole... Everybody now is trolling you for you're soliciting and you're supporting Bernie Sanders for this election. Screw you, Garth. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's You can't you can't deny that. So Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders, there's no comment right now currently from Bernie Sanders right now, but Barry Sanders immediately trolled the individuals who were talking shit and did another one along with the Detroit Lions. And what did the Detroit Lions do? They This is awesome. This is, for what it's worth, Garth Brooks has worn jerseys during stadium, concerts before. He wore the number 11 for Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald when he performed in Glendale, Arizona. So more than likely, if he's going to wear something else, so I love it. This is so awesome. Oh man. So Garth Brooks, it's fun that you had it's unfortunate that you went, I like Garth Brooks music even more. That he's a good sport about it. I'm gonna like it even more. This is funny. Brooks and Sanders for 2020, exactly. Maybe we don't know. We don't know, man. We don't know. Some people, so many people are talking about some of the stuff about the about what the entertainers or musicians or the artists are playing. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of like one of those things where you should kind of keep it to yourself. Like religion, politics, and freaking stuff like that. There's a reason why a church in your bedroom has a door. It's nobody's business, right? Nobody's business what happens. The same thing with the polling booth. The same thing with the poll. When you're out there at the polls and you go in the polling booth and you close the curtain back, that's what it is. That's what it's for. It's nobody's business who you vote for or what your party affiliation is. I'm gonna ask the bosses if we can we start talking about our political affiliations? I wonder if that'll bring up ratings. Do you think everybody would get pissed off if all of a sudden we started announcing what our political affiliations were on air or something like that, and people would like attack us, especially on Twitter? Hi, Twitter. I see you there. I see you on the tweets. I wonder if they would get the ass, and they're like, ICE is this, or ICE is that, or Spanky's this, or Mom is that, and cause and ow this. I'm curious to see what would happen if we were to start doing that. I don't know if we can get authorization to do it because the boss likes to keep politics out of it, and we like to troll everybody anyway. So I don't know if it would be fair. But at any rate, you know what, guys? I'll be honest with you. This has been really cool talking and shooting the shit with you guys. It's already time for house cleaning. Like straight up, it is already time for freaking house cleaning. Which I'm surprised. That was fast. You guys shooting the shit with you guys is fun. I thank you guys I appreciate you guys mingling in the chats with me and giving me some content for for my solo show. Flash had thank you for asking. Flash had to go out and he had to do some like really personal issue that he had to handle real quick. So I'm just kind of like timing, like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, how I used to do solo shows. Anyways, which at any rate it was good to shoot with you guys, and we're rocking it at any rate. So don't forget we have a show tomorrow. We have Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. You guys have been watching some of the stuff on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and you'll see some tweets that have been going out with our friend of the station, Adam G. Simon. We also have some other initiatives coming out that are going to be announced soon. We kind of have to keep them close hold as they get a little bit closer to We're still going to have a reschedule of the Army G1. Lieutenant General Simons, he's gonna come on, but his schedule is busy as hell. Dan Rotech, what's up, man? How you been? I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Like coming out at the end of the show too. What's up with that, dude? Yeah, exactly. Okay, there has been an investigation. Yeah, there's been he's Flash put his Jose mask on and investigated something. I know. I brought that up to the bosses too, that how come Flash goes away and then how come there's a big story been going out. What do you mean you've been wounded, man? You can always listen to us, download us on Facebook, download us on the freaking iTunes, or I'm sorry, Apple Podcasts or the Google Plays. We're being broadcasted live and podcasted on 12 different platforms, so you'll be able to grab all the stuff. We have so much stuff that we need to research to make sure we're connected to, that our graphic artist is gonna light up a big poster of where you're connected to. where you can connect to us from, so that way you can listen to us all the time. So tomorrow we have, like I said, Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. He's our Hollywood dude, man. He's got some Hollywood stuff come up. We got some Hollywood stuff that's happening with us and the station and WTF Moments, and Adam G. Simon and possibly Marvel. Yeah, Marvel, like that Marvel. And when that happens, it'll be pretty badass. We also have some other stuff going on too. So we have a lot of stuff happening right now. We just have to lock in the schedules. We also are going to have some more interesting content, I would say. Content that makes you want to know, okay, you know what? Now we're starting to expand out and see what other environments are out there. We're just going to get some we're going to get some more controversial guests to come on and shoot the shit with us about things that we're curious about, not knowing about, or maybe want to know about, whatever, to kind of get the feel, because as we evolve as a station and evolve as a medium, there's some things that we have questions about. And there's some individuals that we're picking as experts to come on the show and shoot the shit with us, so that way we can say, hey, what about this? What about that? And they'll be able to give us some congressional people, some more lawyers, some medical individuals, just a whole gamut of individuals that are going to come on and shoot the show. I can't wait, because you guys, I know, are dying to know what's going on. More visits going to happen. So again, it's only March. It's like March 2nd, and we're already blabbing. Thursday Sergeant's Time. Me and Spanky, of course, army related stuff like that. I think we got some stuff going on about that. There's some individual that we were waiting on the show to see what the status of, because we don't want to jinx it. But you'll find out what's happening on Thursday about that. Has something to do with some singing shit. Something like that. Some singing or the voice or whatever. Whatever that is. So when that happens, we'll get to that subject when we get to Sergeant's Time, and then of course Kicking It with Cause and Al on Kicking It with Cause on Sunday, and then back to me and Flash on the Monday edition, broadcasting live, or like I said, uploaded and podcasted. You got anything else for me? You got anything? Well, shit, I know they have a co-host when I ask that. You guys okay? Everything doing all? How are you guys? As a matter of fact, how are you doing, WTF Nation? Are you guys doing all right? If you're not doing okay, always reach out. Don't compartmentalize anything. No matter what the news, talk about it. Get it out of your system. Bounce it off a wall. Bounce it off a person, so that way they can. Don't bounce it off a wall. But bounce it off a person, because they can give you some perspective, especially if they dealt with a situation before. These last 72 hours for some individuals have been pretty crazy, to include myself. So again, always bounce things off, so that way you're not compartmentalizing anything. Don't contain it. Reach out. If you have any method or reasons to where you're feeling down or something like that, talk to somebody. If somebody talks to you, don't chase them away. And they might be helping. They might try to be helping, and you might chase them away for no reason. Hey, everything good, blah, 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 blah. They understand that they're giving a shit about you. They're caring about you, and they want to make sure that you're good. So don't chase that away. That's about as old Army talking that I could get on that aspect. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. And of course, there was going to be a show no matter what, whether it was solo or with Flash. So y'all have a good night, and see you later.
If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you
you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planets of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. We'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.